Starting off with this peachy corally shade, I'm just going to be brushing that all over my lid, buffing back and forth just to make sure I get a nice wash of color. Now taking the shade right next to it, and I'm just going to buff that all over the lid. These are the only two colors I'm going to be using on the eyes. I'm going to quickly pop on some lashes off camera, no liner or anything, and just go in with my primer. Now for foundation, I've been really loving this L'Oreal Fresh Wear. Usually just put one pump for each side of my face, and that gives me pretty good coverage. I'm not really a full coverage type of girl. I like medium coverage, so it's perfect for me. So now I'm going to be taking my concealer on a buffing brush. Going to be taking it onto the sides of my nose because I have large pores in that area, and I find that when I go over with a beauty blender or a big foundation brush, it doesn't really fill them in and it tends to break up around my nose. So all I do is apply extra concealer instead of more foundation around my nose area. I use the same concealer for my under eyes. It's just barely a shade lighter than my skin. It's not too bright. That's how I like it, so that way it's not too full glam. I want a more natural look today. Now I'm taking just a little bit of concealer and cleaning up the top of my brows. I noticed that when I go over with the beauty blender, I try to stay away from my brows because I don't want to rub them off. So I just get a little concealer brush and clean it up in the areas where I feel like there's no foundation or it needs coverage. Taking these two bright shades, I just tap my beauty blender in it and then pounce it under my eye just to really press the concealer in so it sets. I'm also going to be setting my nose, my forehead, and my chin area. Using this shade as my bronzer, I'm just going to be tapping it on my face. Now I didn't set my face, only my T-zone, so I don't want to rub back and forth because I don't want to move the foundation around. So all I do is tap wherever I want my bronzer at. using the shade to contour my cheekbones. Now taking this little buffing brush, and I'm going to be using the same shade that I went in with bronzer originally, and I'm just buffing it on the sides of my nose. I'm not really contouring, I'm just trying to bring focus to the center of the face since it kind of went flat with my foundation. Also bringing it under the lip. Using this middle shimmery shade in the palette, it's the only shimmery shade, all the rest are matte. I'm just going to be buffing this basically where I put my bronzer, above my brows, the middle of my face, trying to bring like a luminosity and a glow, not really highlight, not like beaming, but just sort of an all over glow. Now going in with a peachy blush to match the eyes. Going in with the two peachy shades that we used on the lids, I'm just going to be buffing that under the eyes with a small pencil brush. Taking this bright shade and just tapping it underneath my eye where I tend to have more of a hollow look. It creates a shadow, and I don't really have pigmentation, but I don't want it to look like I do, so I just put a brightening shade to help. Also taking it to my brow bone, just softly, not too intense. Now taking the highlight from this palette, it's more of an icy highlight and it's really going to show up, so I'm just adding that to the tops of my cheeks, a little bit on my nose and above my lip. Taking a small pencil brush and this bright shade in this Profusion palette, I'm just going to tap that in the inner corners to brighten it up. Going over top of that with a shimmery shade right above it. Now taking a dark brown eyeshadow, I'm just going to be putting it on this little precision brush, and what I do is I put it over any moles or beauty marks that I have, because I find that it makes it look like I'm wearing less foundation, because when you put foundation on and you have beauty marks, it covers them and you can see they'll tend to look gray or discolored, and so when you add it just like the same color that they already are over top, it just makes them stand out and looks like you're wearing less makeup. Now taking a fluffy blending brush and a pressed powder, I'm just going to be buffing that all over my face, making sure everything's blended together. Making sure to set my eyebrows with some clear brow gel. I do this last so that way when I'm buffing everything it doesn't get all crazy with the brow hairs. Now taking this lip combo and just lining my lips and applying some liquid lipstick. This is like a peachy shade, so going along with the whole look, matching the eyes and the cheeks. Setting all of that with some setting spray, and that is the finished look. I hope you all enjoyed this easy peach glam. I hope it's easy to recreate. If you do like it, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below, let me know what you want to see next, and tune in next Wednesday for my next video.